Hey, 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 happy Friday, everyone. Happy, fantastic Friday. It is October the 20th, 2023. And guess what? It is time for your Mindful Minute with Dr. E. It is Friday evening. It is 7:46 p.m. So it's nighttime. Typically I do the mindful minute at the beginning of the day to give you something to be mindful for. But I am so inspired in this moment to share a good word with you that it doesn't matter what time it is, because whenever you see this message, it will remind you of something to be mindful for. And having said that, you're thinking to yourself, Dr. E, well, what do you want us to be mindful for in this moment? And I want you to be mindful for, I guess the big message for me is the stories you tell yourself, the lies you tell yourself, the limitations that you put on yourself when you tell yourself the stories that you've told yourself over and over again. I'm recalling a conversation with a friend, and I recalled for her when she asked me if I believed in generational curses. And I said, I absolutely do, but I call them patterns of behavior that we repeat because we were taught them by people that we love the most. And they didn't mean to teach us things that were hindrances to us, but it was passed on to them. And so we might call those generational curses because generation after generation after generation, we repeat patterns of behavior. I want you to be mindful of those patterns of behavior that hold you hostage because they don't have to. And that leads you to the topic that I really want to talk about. I was talking to someone today, and he said to me about he'd read on his social media so many people talking about they're in a new season, they're in a season of change, that they're doing something big and new and different, and we're always doing those things, but it could be that the people around you, the people who you surround yourself with, the people who are on your page are kind of in that same vein at the same time, or make you feel like everybody's doing it. But the reality is that we're always starting something new. Every morning that you wake up, you're starting something new. But as I reflected over his comment, and I was in the car driving, I thought about that. Oftentimes when we talk about having to start over, and it causes us anxiety, it causes us fear. We don't want to have to start over. Change can be difficult. Change can cause stress. The idea of having to start over always makes us think that somehow we've failed at things. And I think that the reason why I brought up the whole idea of generational curses and patterns of behavior is because we've been taught that once we do something, we're supposed to hold on to it forever, and that the longer we hold on to it, the more we attribute success to it. The longer we're able to do something, we attribute success to it. But the reality is that if you live a long life, you're going to start over and over again. Like I said, every morning you wake up, you start over. But as I reflected on it, I thought about it. When I moved from pre-K to kindergarten, I started over. When I went from kindergarten to first grade through sixth grade, I had to start over. When I finished sixth grade and I went to junior high school, I had to start over. When I left ninth grade in junior high school and I went to 10th grade, I had to start over. When I graduated from high school and I went to college, I had to start over. When I got married, I moved from my parents to my husband, I had to start over. When I became Lincoln's mother, I had to start over. When I moved from New Orleans to Texas to become a teacher, I had to start over. When I decided to get my master's degree, I had to start over. When I went to get my doctorate degree, I had to start over. When I changed from being a teacher to an administrator, to being a curriculum writer, to being an instructional coach, I had to start over. When I got divorced and I had to live on my own, I had to start over. Now, I done told you a whole lot about me, but that was the reflection that I had as a result of the conversation. We start over all the time, and we don't really give credence to that. So that when we have to make a move, or when we're deciding to make a move, sometimes we'll hold ourselves hostage to this idea of, I don't want to start over, but you start over every day. And if you look back at your life, you've started over many times, and if you are honest in your reflection, you've been successful in those times that you've started over. And just like you've been successful in those times that you started over, you can be successful in this next season when you have to start over again. That is what I want you to be mindful for. You will be successful every time you have to start over if you believe it And if you put all your energy into making it happen, then it shall be so. I hope that your Friday has been as fantastic as mine. In fact, I wish your Friday had been even more fantastic than mine and more fantastic that you could have fathomed. And I hope that you have a beautiful night and a wonderful weekend on top of all of that. I thank you so much, as always, for tuning in to me. And I want to leave you the way I always leave you, by reminding you to be kind to yourself, to be kind to others, and gift the world that beautiful smile, because when you're smiling, you feel better, you look better, and everybody around you is feeling better and looking better too. Take care, everyone.